Late last year, we checked out the AMPED one from Blackstar, which we found to be a very great and useful tool that you can put on your pedal board. Now, Blackstar have just released the AMPED 2. Now, this has all of the features of the AMPED 1, however, also includes things like an overdrive section, modulation, and delay. So you heard in the beginning there, I had a flanger and I had some delay on. All of this available in a very pedal board friendly and travel friendly amp sim, and multiple effect unit. So thanks to Blackstar, we are checking out a pre-release version of the AMPED 2, which will be out very soon. And thanks to ESP, we've got some of their newest models that we're going to be playing through it. Now, the AMPED 2 has a lot of different features, so I'm going to go through a few things today. But some of the highlights would include, from the AMPED 1, the effects loop, a 100 watt switchable down via 20 watt to 1 watt power amp section, so you can run straight into a cab, and cab sim software with 3 options that you can save on the unit itself. So straight away, this becomes an ultimate grab and go sort of tool. You can use it into a cab that might be provided at the backline at the gig. You can sit it on your desk and record with it. You can take it to the gig as your sole pedal board and amp sounds. And as well as the AMPED 1, it's got MIDI control as well. So you can save loads of presets with all of the different sounds on this. Let's go through some of the sounds. The AMPED 1, you may remember, has multiple different tube types that has this different response in the power amp setting. The AMPED 2 has 3 of those tube types. It's got the 6L6, the EL34, and the EL84 response types. So you can get sort of your Vox, your Fender, your kind of Marshall sounds out of this. Now, we also have the USA, the UK, and the classic settings. So your cleanest through to your dirtiest. Let's have a quick listen to some of the amp sounds to start with. I'm going to start with the USA 6L6 Fender clean type. So switch these knobs over there. Very, very easy to do. So I can also, that's quite a scooped sort of midless sound. Let's put some mids back in that. And we've also got reverb on here. I'm going to put a spring reverb on, which I do just like that. So a very nice, very, very usable clean tone. Let's add in a bit of an overdrive. Now, this drive is sort of like a tube screamer. You've got quite a bit of level in it, so I'm going to keep the level down and the drive up. And I'm going to back off that reverb a bit. Let's have a listen here. So a really, really great sounding overdrive. We also have a fuzz option. So I'm going to flick the fuzz over here, but we're going to try the fuzz a bit more with the overdriven sounds. But this is what it sounds like. Clean. And then this fuzz. Boost the level a bit there. So you're right in that kind of Dinosaur Jr., J Mascis sort of grunge territory there. Let's flick over and get the UK, and I'm going to go to the EL84. So we're kind of in Voxy territory here. So we get a little bit more gain out of our amp. Sounds like this. Which is a very dark sort of sounding amp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the boost in my overdrive section here, and I'm going to use the tone control to brighten it up. So let's go over to boost. I'm going to brighten it right up, turn the drive back a bit, and let's have a listen. So no boost. Let's add the boost in. adds a nice bit of color, and that'll help you really jump out playing a solo. If you have that darker amp tone, kick on your bright overdrive and you'll jump out from the mix. So this is all in one unit, which is what makes this so useful. If you're doing a gig where you need lots of different sounds, you need a couple of different effects, but you don't want to bring the whole big pedal board, this is the perfect rig for you. So let's check out the classic amp sound, which is a little bit more rocky. And so I'm going to flick that over to EL34, get into classic, and I'm also going to use this ESP LTD Eclipse, which is sort of Les Paul kind of territory. So your classic kind of Marshall bite. Now we've got three types of delay in here. We've got a linear delay, which is kind of a digital delay. We've got an analog sound, and we've got a shimmer delay. So I'm going to show you the shimmer quickly because I think it sounds quite cool. So the shimmer basically adds octaves to your delay tone. So you get this nice shimmer over the top of what you're playing. It sounds like this. No delay. Which can be a really, really nice effect to use. But while I flick back here to the analog, and we're more in the delay that we're probably going to use to keep the gig, sounds like this. So a pretty straight ahead delay, which is very, very, it sits nicely behind what you're playing. And again, this is all in the one unit, which is what I'm finding so useful about this. One of the things that you sometimes find in these all-in-one units is that there's a bit of a trade-off between what's in the unit and whether or not it sounds good. But I think Blackstar have done a great job of cramming heaps of great sounding effects into this. So as I'm going to try one more effect here, I'm going to go over to the phaser, and I'm going to put the fuzz on, and we're going to keep our amp sound kind of the same. So we're going to start here. Let's add some phasing. And then let's kick on a excessive fuzz just for fun. Which sounds pretty mega. Finally, I want to just quickly show you the chorus and flanger settings of this as well. Now, our unit, you might see, has chorus, flanger, and tremolo listed. But being a pre-release model, this actually has more in it than is listed on there. So we've got also a trem setting that gives you trem, both harmonic and kind of an optical trem sound. So let's get back to a clean tone and hear that trem. Clean tone, trem. So quite a range of speed. And then you've also got a harmonic sort of trem. Which sounds really nice as well. Finally, a chorus, which sounds like this. Add a bit of delay and reverb to that, and tap tempo. All of your 80s dreams will come to life. So as I mentioned at the beginning, this also uses Blackstar's Architect software, which enables you to use different cab sims on your output. So you've got an XLR output here, which can run straight to the desk or straight to your interface to go straight into recording, and makes it really easy to get a range of different tones. We are using here just a 2x12 with a 414 mic on it. That's the sort of sound that we are getting. There's a lot of different cabinets and microphone combinations that you can do and save the one that works perfect for your tone. But the thing that makes this so useful is you can then save 3 of them directly onto here, which you then flick between, and you can use them for different gigs or different songs, and you get slightly different tones with just this one unit. So, recapping, we have got a 100 watt amp directly running into a cab. We have got a direct out via XLR to go straight to recording or straight to the desk. You have got reverb, tap tempo, delay. You've got modulation, including trem and flanger and chorus and phaser, all in this. You've got a overdrive, a boost, and a fuzz. You've got 3 different amp types with 3 different tube types. Basically, you can create pretty much any tone that you can possibly imagine, and you fit it in your carry-on on the plane. If you are going to a gig, you fit it in the front of your gig bag. If you are just saving space on your desk at home, that'll sit underneath the screen of your computer, and it's super, super convenient and really, really powerful. A really awesome unit. We want to thank Blackstar for letting us check this out. We also want to thank ESP for giving us these new guitars to have a look at as well. Check it out at a Blackstar dealer near you. As always, thanks for watching Noisegate. See you next time.